Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles. Last time, we re-entered Prison Island to pursue Dixon and entered the arena. After taking down many powerful enemies, we were able to climb out of it and reach the empty throne, behind which is where Dixon escaped to. This time, let's start off by pursuing him immediately. Now, before we get too neck deep into things, it is very worth mentioning that I've decided to switch Rhine over to Serene Candor. I think that actually transitions into what I was about to say anyway, so that works out fantastically. Indeed, Melia maxed out her third skill branch, so we are going to switch her over to Honesty, as it's the only one that she still needs to work on. What I was going to say is that I got an achievement last time for having Ryan max out 3 of his skill branches, so I've switched him over to Diligence. We're really getting close to unlocking all the skills we can get right now on all these characters. Awesome. So, as we run out here, this place should look familiar. This is indeed the second segment of Prison Island that we ran through last time, so we are seeing some familiar ground here. But there are now all of these Laya that are just flying around all over the place. If you want to avoid getting into tons of battles, I would suggest Aerial Cloak Gems. Do I have them equipped? No, actually I don't, just because I'm kind of keeping a close eye on them instead. But I would like to note that I have changed the equipment of a lot of my characters, because we got some really good weapons last time. And I'd like to make special mention of Ricky's. I'd like you to see his weapon right now in the equipment screen. Yes, that is a dead fish. He is going around to these high-level enemies, you know, presumably Zanza's pets. The enemies that Zanza and Dixon are choosing to defend themselves with. And Ricky is beating them over the head with a dead fish. Not only that, but also channeling his ether energy through them to boost the effects of his ether attacks. That is the most amazing, adorable, and hilarious thing I've seen in some time. And yes, that means that there was a dead fish in one of those giant's treasure chests that we opened last time, and Ricky just poked around and then was like, "Ooh, this make good weapon," and then just started hitting people with it. It is the greatest thing. Either way, one thing that was not here last time we visited Prison Island is a heart-to-heart. We need maximum affinity between Charla and Melia. Considering that I don't use Charla in battle much, this is probably going to take a lot of item gifting to get, and once again, because this is an endgame heart-to-heart, I want to view it right away. Oh boy, they have a blue. Oh, I need to level them up 2 whole levels. Ugh. I'll be back in probably a few hours. We have all the affinity that we need as Ricky dances to this amazing music. Let's get into Untold Feelings. Hey Melia, I wanted to talk to you about you-know-who. You mean Shulk. Yeah, I was wondering about you and him, you know? You're being rather vague, Charla. What were you wondering? Well, you know, about Shulk. Do you still like him? Could you not have simply asked in the first place? Well, I do have something I need to tell you. You had a breakthrough? Oh, this is great! Not a breakthrough, Charla. In fact, quite the opposite. I have decided to give up. You don't want to pursue him? Did you at least tell him how you feel? I did not. He remains blissfully unaware. That is just like you, Melia. Always thinking of others, but secretly hurting inside. It is not that bad. You don't fool me for a second. Charlotte can tell from a mile away. How do you do that? Alright, I admit, it has been hard. I have already lived for a great number of years, but never before have I experienced these emotions. I am truly sorry, Melia. I wish I could have done more to help. I should have paid more attention to how you were doing. You are not at fault here, Charla. You have already lost someone. My hurt cannot compare to that. Melia. I have decided that Shulk and Fiora deserve a future together. So I shall watch from afar and wish them every happiness. Well, it's a shame, but maybe it's for the best. And I have no doubt those two will be really happy together. It bears repeating yet again. Poor Melia! Just After Charla said she was on her side and all these other things and this, that, and the other, how this comes out at Prison Island of all places, it hurts far more than any Laia is hitting us for in terms of damage. Just... Melia. Melia, I want you to listen to me and I want you to listen hard. You are an amazing, strong person, somebody that I admire very much. I would totally go out with you, and I'd even tell my friends about it after it was over. I've already said how this makes me feel bad for rooting for Shulk and Fiora, but that's the thing, there's no one to blame here. I can't blame Shulk because he's naturally oblivious, a lot of the time even to Fiora's feelings, and I can't blame Fiora because she considers the two of them friends and has been nothing but nice to Melia. It's not Fiora's fault that she came back to life when Melia and Shulk potentially had chemistry. I understand that they still do have roadblocks to work past, but they're definitely a lot closer to being a thing than Melia is with anyone else. You understand my frustration, and I'm sure many of you share it. Heck, in the comments, I see so many people just feeling sorry for Melia. I know I'm not the only person, but okay. Instead of just whining about it, I think I should give at least a little bit of explanation. No, Takahashi did not have an ex-girlfriend that looked just like Melia. At least I don't think he did. But in all seriousness, I've heard that one way in Japanese culture, like in writing, it's a commonly practiced thing that you can do character development in a bit of a backwards way, where you have a character go through some very difficult things but not really change a whole lot as a person throughout it, and have like that one event that maybe changes them even after a lot of other things didn't. And I've heard that it's a really big, very popular cultural thing, and that Melia is also a very popular character in Japan because of that. I think that's kind of what they were going for when they were writing her, because... but just outside looking in from another culture, it just makes me feel bad for her all the time, and... Wait, what? We're already here? What? Yeah, we are! Wow, okay, I'm not really sure how or why, but for whatever reason, I thought we still had another segment of Prison Island to go, or we were still one floor away from this place. But we are actually getting near the top. If I pull up the map, you can see we only have one more floor higher than this one. We're getting up there. Let's go into the Cathedral.
Where are we? What is this place? It looks like a cathedral. There's an altar over there.
These have scary faces.
We better take a look.
You see something, Shulk? This indentation. It looks like something should fit inside it.
Yep, Ricky feel like something here.
It's probably a way up to the top.
Could it really be that easy?
There's no use thinking about it. Let's search for whatever fits into the gap.
Oh, Ricky, always there to nod in agreement. We have Path to the Top. It looks like something is missing from the altar. Look around the area to see if you can find an item that fits and helps you find a way to the top of Prison Island. We need to use the Dragon Summon. I switched around the party a little bit. As nice as it was to have Ricky in the lead, and even though everyone's gotten a chance to fight so far here at Prison Island, I think it was time to switch things around. I understand I didn't really have Ricky in the lead all that much, but he's a good party member, and I feel like I definitely didn't underuse him as a whole. He was usually in the party at least some point or another in every area. But I gotta say, those two words together, just Dragon Summon. Oh my god, just... It's so cool. You just want to see what that thing looks like when it has a name as cool as that. It combines two really amazing words together into one. I mean, who doesn't love dragons? Speaking of which, the overall architecture of this room, just the focus on dragon effigies, all the horns, the torches, it looks like some kind of like ceremonial ground or something like that. It's also nice. I know it's a cathedral and everything though, but you get what I mean. Other than that, we step out here onto the Trafalgar Bridge. We have new enemies. Gimran Egels. I'm saying Egel because there is a character named Egel that we have met already, so obviously I don't want it to sound the same. That being said, there are a lot of enemies all in a straight line here. You are very likely to get noticed by those aerial enemies that are floating above us. Just so you can avoid them, I would suggest aerial cloak gems more than before. there is a tough unique monster that even at my level 79 to 80, it's going to be tough for me to take on. So because of that, I would highly suggest that you equip those gems if you don't want to get noticed by it. I think all in all, you can reduce its line of sight by 60% if you equip as many of them as you can before it caps you off. Do that, and, you know, Final Cross is very tempting though, but nah, I think I'm just gonna go for this. Bitey! Bitey! And another one. It's not necessary to use my talent, and I'm gonna save it. There we go.
Should be okay if we fight like this.
I thought we were gonna get a new conversation between them. Now, something I don't like about this place. It is exceedingly common, due to all the flying enemies and how a lot of their attacks just kind of move them around a lot, you'll end up just getting screwed out of treasure, where you'll beat them up and everything like that, and like you'll try to keep them away from those ledges, yet they'll just happen to die on top of one because they'll be in the middle of an attack animation that causes them to go like into a new airspace. It's really annoying, and I'll tell you, as good of a grinding spot as this is, I have finished playthroughs before where I had 20 treasure chests, the maximum allowed in a map, just all sitting up on top of those ledges, and I couldn't collect any of them. It was the worst. I think one time I actually killed that unique monster I just mentioned, and its treasure chest was up there. So I had no way of knowing if I got, you know, some kind of rare level 10 art book or something like that. It was killer. Speaking of which, there it is. Oh, no, never mind, there it is. Masterful Gigapur. Gigapur is kind of a funny sounding name. I really hope I'm not insulting somebody out there. I don't think anyone's first name would be Gigapur. Either way, we have a chain attack ready to go here. Going for the Soaring Tempest. Fiora, ooh, you got sword drones too. You don't have your final cross. You know, I'm just gonna go for it.
Ricky, it's hero time.
Leave it to Hero Pond.
We'll leave it to Hero Pod. Bitey, bitey. And another. Don't have my talent art. That Soaring Tempest was not nearly enough to raise it. Not that I was thinking it would be. Gale Slash. And I think I still have my Worldly Slash normally. Yes, I do. I can lower its offense and defense. There we go. I gotta admit, this thing is kind of worrying to me. I understand that I am 2 levels stronger than it, but it's just that it's very overwhelming. There are so many aerial enemies, they are free to just kind of move around however they please. You can get noticed by a lot of enemies in a very short amount of time, and that is very dangerous. As I've said many times, if you can ever avoid fighting a large group of enemies, do it. It is better to fight a small group of enemies than a large group of enemies. I know it sounds like it goes without saying though, but in most RPGs, it's pretty irrelevant how many enemies you're fighting because it's just kind of more HP to take out. And usually you have some kind of magic attack that can just own everything in one hit, but not so here. These battles are more action-packed. These battles kind of, you know what I mean. Just the fact that it's real-time battles, it has a lot more emphasis on just if you are getting ganged up on upon, it's really, really bad for you. And I swore this thing had less health than that. Oh well. Maybe just my imagination, not really sure. Let's just start up another chain attack so we can take it out. Soaring Tempest! Sounds like I'm just kind of falling into a pattern at this point. You're probably immune to Topple, aren't you? You know what? Only one way to find out. Yeah, sure enough. Oh well. I know I should have gone for the Steel Strike there, but I just didn't really think about it until it came around to her turn, and sure enough, it is outright immune to Topple. I didn't even get the bind from Ricky there. Steel Strike, sure, increased damage.
Good job, everyone.
Only 40,000, unfortunately, not really that great. I kind of wonder if Dunbang was really the best choice, because, I mean, he's doing a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, and I think I can still force the daze like this. Can I? No, he's immune. Wow, okay. It's common that you'll find enemies that are immune to, like, Breaking Topple. But finding an enemy that's immune to Force Days is kind of unusual. This is getting, yeah. That, whatever that attack was, that meteor attack that it had there, that was, ugh. Okay. Sorry if my commentary is not really, like, that exciting right now. It's just that I'm trying to focus. Oh, my. Ugh. What now? What am I getting in the way of vision? Glorious Meteor 5 yet again. Even though this vision only shows it hitting Fiora, that is going to hit the entire party for roughly that much damage. That is really bad, and I don't really have much of an easy way to deal with it. If I get a chain attack going, I can't really daze it, unfortunately, though. But if I get a chain attack going... Oh, wait! What? It was immune to it last time I used it. Not complaining, it got me out of a really tough vision, but I did that before, and it did not say resist. And I quit misclicking. Come on, Emil. You get what I mean, though. I used that before. It was immune to it. It did not say resist. It said immune, so I'm very surprised that that actually worked. If Fiora could do a cross impact, that'd be nice. Icy shower. I didn't see any ice or a shower. Then again, it's not like it matters. He's not even going to get to do that attack anyway, because now he is dead, and we get a gold chest. Oh, it feels so good. Who the hell are you? Why are you bugging me in the moment? Let me just kill you. Came out of that on top. Ricky stole 2 items. We have so many chests to open. Now the moment of truth. I've had playthroughs, like I said, where I killed that unique monster and the chest was up on top of a ledge where I couldn't get to it. Let's see if I get a last second level 10 art book. I do not. Oh well, endless rifle. Does that mean it has endless ammo? Because if so, that is the same as every other rifle we've gotten so far. And if it means it is quite literally an endless rifle, that sounds very difficult to hold. With those taken out, our objective is in this tower, the Basverg Belfry. Belfry, huh? I bet some of you are wondering after that second battle that I felt like I needed to cut out. Why am I not listening to my own advice and just equipping the aerial cloak gems that I was saying were helpful? Well, the answer to that is quite simple. I honestly thought that my level would just be high enough to the point where the enemies would ignore me, but it's apparently not. So I thought I'd get recognized maybe once, twice on the way over here to this tower, but no, I got recognized by every dang enemy on the way. That aside, though, climbing to the top of this tower, things are coming to an end here. We're almost as high as we can go inside the Bionis Head, and that view of those clouds, it's so breathtaking. It reminds me of the time that I played through Bowser in the Sky in Mario 64 for the first time. I know that one had a purple sky, and this one's more of a red sky, but you get what I mean. The same general look and feel is there. And just the general atmosphere, it actually does remind me a lot of just how intimidated I was by that as a kid. But here is that dragon summon we heard about. Let's activate it. This is indeed the Belfry that we heard about on the way up here. They gotta raise the stakes even higher somehow, and what a way to do it. The introduction to dragons. Dragon King Alcar, let's charge it. This is one of the very few times where you can get Battlestar Affinity in your first attempt at a boss, so be sure to initiate a fight with it. Now, I've always liked to imagine this cathedral as just being there to honor this particular dragon, in that it appeared when we used the dragon call, which was built into the cathedral itself. There's also all the dragon architecture around here, so I'd like to think that this was some kind of beast that was honored by the ancient giants or even ancient Hyantia. This was built by the ancient Hyantia, as we saw. This thing is definitely a king. It lives up to its name. It has very nasty spike attacks, and it has talent arts that are very powerful. I highly recommend Shulk. So starting this off, we are actually almost to a chain attack. This is going very smoothly. I will admit that I did fight some other enemies to get my party gauge up a little bit before coming here, just because you can, and you might as well to make things a little bit easier. But, oh wow, okay. Let's go for the Purge. Just because I can tell it's spiking if Fiora took that much damage that fast. It resisted it. Are you serious? Going for the second gear. Because I want to do it times 3, you can do it. And target Fiora with that, it'll probably hit Shulk as well. Doesn't, okay. Kind of a shame that it didn't. Gonna go for the light heal. I don't often use healing, I often don't use healing arts and chain attacks, but it can be very helpful. As you saw there, it restored 8,000 HP. It can be really good if you know what you're doing. It can be a little bit hard to get the setups going, but other than that, if you can, it's definitely worth it. I want to... Oh, man. I'm actually not sure how I'm going to go about this. This has been a tough fight so far, and it doesn't really seem to be getting any easier even after that chain attack. I'll go for another Purge. I did get the Aura Seal that time. I'm a little confused as to how he resisted it during the chain attack. I don't know. Maybe his agility was high enough that he avoided it? I'm not really sure. But I can't really say that I remember ever seeing an enemy just resist like that. Backslash!
Keep it coming!
Fiora, you do not have high enough tension, but maybe that'll change with a double wind. Nah, no flames behind her portrait, unfortunately. Ricky, bitey bitey. Bite his ankles. You are indeed an ankle biter, Ricky. Not like we didn't know that already. Over the slit edge. And with 35,000 damage, that might not have been the best chain attack once again. But honestly, I think by this point, we got this pretty well locked down. Just so long as we don't have like some crazy talent art come from out of nowhere. I had to say it! I had to say— oh wow, we survived, okay. Usually that Bastille Sky 5 can kill and you won't get a vision for it. It's really annoying. I don't like that art whatsoever. I can just get— there we go. Purge once again, and this should be the last purge that I need to do. It's really odd though because— oh wait, that explains it. Some enemies have a chance of resisting Aura Seal. This one does. That explains it. It's not just agility affecting it. Oh, okay. That ether attack, that inflicts blaze, as you can see. What the vision doesn't tell you is that is yet another example of something that will hit the entire party if it connects. So we really need to stop him before that actually comes true. Come on, guys. We just need a little more damage. A little more. Come on. Guys, hit it. Hit it. Why aren't you guys weren't attacked? Come on. We really need to finish this off fast. We're almost done. Now. Another Bastille Sky 5. Are you serious? He's had like a sliver HP for like the past 15 seconds. Let's do this. Go for the— oh no. No! Come on, somebody revive— Ricky, protect future of sidekicks indeed! Ricky! You! I'm speechless! That fight was not going well at all. He had a sliver of HP for like the longest time. None of our attacks were connecting. I was out of, physical arts to really use against him. We got a vision of certain doom. And just Ricky comes through. You pulled your weight. And I'm not just saying that because you're short either. Anyway. Inserting that dragon's eye into the altar. That just sounds so cool to say. Oh, I love it. We have opened the way to the top. And next time on Xenoblade Chronicles, that is where we are headed. See you guys then.